Hello and welcome to the Turn One Studio podcast. I'm Elliot Custodio with Turn One Studio, and on this podcast, we sit with business owners that we know and admire. Today's guest is Howie Sachs from Fibrenew Dix Hills, a vinyl, plastic, leather restorer. Did I get that right?
You got it.
Welcome on the show, sir.
Thanks for having me.
So what is a leather, plastic, vinyl restorer?
Our aim is to assist homeowners and businesses in restoring any item that is leather, plastic, or vinyl. If you think about it, leather, plastic, and vinyl is everywhere. Whether it's your home, your business, your plane, your boat, restaurant, medical office, it exists everywhere.
And those are all venues that you service, or types of
Correct.
leather, vinyl, and plastic.
That's right. So instead of the costly replacement of these items, we save you time, money. We're keeping these things out of the landfill
Okay, yeah.
by doing a repair or restoration, other than actually going out shopping and buying new items.
Interesting. Okay, so you don't do a full material replace.
We do that as well.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our primary focus is to do the restoration for you,
Right.
but we do offer full upholstery services when needed.
Okay. All right. We have to have. I have a car I want to talk to you about. I think it's going to need more than just restoration.
Okay.
How'd you get into this business?
I always like tinkering. I always
Okay.
like working with my hands. This is like a new career for me.
Okay.
Long story short is that we moved from Queens, and I have this leather couch at home that we really like, and the movers kind of scuffed it up pretty badly.
Okay.
So for quite a while, we were looking to have this couch like refreshed or re-dyed or repaired, and couldn't find anybody to do it. So I became that guy.
Okay.
There's a need for what we do. It's, like I said, for the homeowner like me, the guy who just wants his, favorite couch or chair refreshed, re-dyed,
Yeah.
or what have you. And then a car. We work on cars. Anything from the highest end car available, a collector car and exotic, to grandma's Corolla.
Okay.
She wants her car to look nice. There might be a tear, or or discoloration. We're able to do that for you right on site.
Awesome. It kind of sounds like this business found you.
Yeah, I think it did.
I know that that's not a business that is easy to come by. I've worked with clients in that space before, and one of the challenges they often have, people today don't think about fixing stuff like they used to. Right. Especially when it comes to furniture, or sometimes. Well, I don't know if the same logic applies to car upholstery, but I know it does to furniture. And instead of repairing, we default to replacing.
Right.
So I think the sustainability aspect makes a lot of sense, and it's often more cost effective to repair what you have, right?
True. Another goal that we have is to try to keep, these items out of the landfills.
Yes.
So if you drive around your neighborhood on like your bulk collection night, you're sure to find some furniture. And, as I'm cruising through to my next client's location, I've gotten into glancing at the furniture that's at the curb. And a lot of these things should just be repaired.
Missed opportunities.
A lot of missed opportunities. And it saves them the hassle of having to go shopping and spending the additional money. And I joke sometimes, you buy a new couch or new chair, now you have to paint, or you need a new rug.
Yeah.
There's always something that you're going to add to it.
Yeah, the scope creep.
Yeah, yep. So, a $5,000 couch is turned into a whole painting job.
Yeah.
Or a new carpet, or new drapes, or what have you.
Now, you mentioned you also do boats.
Yes.
See, I'm not a boat guy, but, or maybe because I'm not a boat guy, when I look at a boat, to me, a boat's a boat. I see they're different in style and utility, but I couldn't tell you if a boat that I'm looking at was from, a build date of 2015 or 1985.
Right.
And I would imagine this is a good opportunity to take an older boat and make it new again. Maybe I'm finding my next project. I don't know. When it comes to boat upholstery, again, I'm not a boat guy, but I assume a lot of it is sun damage.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
It's the sun, it's the UV, it's the salt water, it's even the sunscreens, the oils that are in the sunscreen.
Oh, yeah.
The zinc, all that. it causes the deterioration to occur more rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of boats, you'll get mold.
Okay.
It's like this pink mold, they call it.
Is it on the exterior or is it on the inside of the cushions and whatnot?
It starts in the foam and works its
It
way.
does. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that can be restored at that point?
It can be.
Really?
We try to kill off the spores,
Yeah.
but then we would treat it and then re-dye it. Or we could offer the customer a way to reupholster for them.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're starting from new.
Okay. That's cool. Those options are good. When you're working on a car, you go to the location, right?
Yeah.
All right. So folks don't have to rip the seat out themselves.
No, they're not ripping the seat out.
Okay.
They're not bringing it to a shop. We work in their driveway or
Okay.
the place of business. As long as there's a way for us to access electricity,
Okay.
we're good to go.
Very cool. Maybe this is an unfair question because it depends on the extent of the work, but are you often doing this within a day's time or
Yeah.
you are?
Yeah, for the most part, it's done in a day. People who have a larger project, obviously, it's going to have to occur over
Yeah.
a few days. But normally, I'm in and out within a day.
Very cool. And from a furniture standpoint, you coming to the house means that they don't have to lug the furniture themselves
Yeah,
to you.
yeah. You can see some homeowner with 7-piece sectional that needs to be re-dyed or
Yeah.
refreshed. They're not going to lug it into a U-Haul or strap to the top of their car and drive it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's done in the house. Make sure we're clean, do what we have to do, and we pack up and leave. By the time we're done, you have something that looks pretty good. Far better than it was
Yeah.
before we got there.
What do you find is the most common culprit for furniture damage?
The lack of care.
Lack of care.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you talking about conditioning the leather as one example, that type of stuff?
So if leather's a skin like
Yeah.
skin.
Mhm.
It has to be clean and conditioned. It would be like you not showering, not cleaning your skin
Right.
for an extended amount of time, and then never using any moisturizing cream on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like the number one killer. The other, and I'm guilty of it myself, is pets.
Okay.
Cats and dogs,
Mm-hmm.
they love your furniture. They tend to claw it, and their body oils
Okay.
contaminate the leather, cause the dye to either lift or, completely bleach out. So that's when you would call us. We restore your color for you and make your pet's couch look just as good as it was.
Do you also do just cleaning?
No.
No. Okay.
Rips and tears,
Okay.
re-dyes, the same color.
Sure.
People sometimes want us to change the color for them. So that's something we would do as well.
Okay.
And yes, cleaning, conditioning. We had some protection creams. Protection creams have some UV blocking materials in them. So when you put your leather couch in the big bay window,
Right. And the sun's hitting it all day long.
yeah, you have some sunscreen, added to it.
Okay.
So it'll help keep it supple and
Nice.
looking good.
How often do you recommend people conditioning their sofas?
90 days, 6 months, somewhere in there.
Oh, that frequently?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a bay window,
Okay.
if it's like a dry, humid room, you would tend to want it.
Okay. I need to get on top of that then.
You got a guy now.
I got a guy. I want to talk more about the car restoration stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because cars are something I'm very passionate about. So
You can tell from the photos.
you can tell from the photos. What was your favorite car to restore?
There's a lot of cars that I found to be pretty cool.
Okay.
I get a lot of Porsches.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of Porsches.
Any particular reason?
I don't know. I guess Porsche guys like their cars. And
Okay.
they want their leather touched up.
Okay.
I don't remember the model of Porsche, but I got to, actually two of them, two different guys. I got to speaking to them, and their cars are worth more than a house.
Okay.
So they're like really particular with how things look.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a car guy myself,
Mm-hmm.
so I think just about any of them are cool.
Sure.
I've done some Chevelles, some Camaros, Ferraris. I did a Lambo. Actually, a cool one. Gentleman calls me up. I have a Rolls Royce. I need you to come restore my dashboard for me.
Oh, do you remember about what year the Rolls was?
2018.
And it already needed dash repair.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it shrinkage?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Leather dashboards, they shrink.
Yeah.
It causes the adhesive to rise.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to steam it and lay it down and,
Yeah.
Use more adhesives to get it to lay down. So he says, meet me in my warehouse and you'll fix the car there. So I figured, okay, I'm going to his workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Meet him at his warehouse. He opens the door. There's 13 exotic cars in there.
Okay.
Lambos, Ferraris, the Rolls, and a truck from Fast and Furious.
Really?
It's the truck from Fast and Furious.
Wow.
So he's like, when you're done, could you just do a conditioning on that one for me? I was like, yep, no problem.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. My niche is pretty much cars.
Okay.
I think that's my number one job.
Yeah.
And when it's cars like that, it pumps you up. Like, you really want to go out and do it.
Yeah. When we're done here, I want to invite you to one of my car club events coming up because I feel like that could be a good pool of opportunity for you. Yeah, because anyone with an older... I'm really shocked that Rolls was 2018 and already had damage. I've been seeing damage more on early 2000s cars, which I can't believe are now 25 years old, right? Which it seems like yesterday. I've noticed a lot of bubbling or at least separation of leather from the adhesive where the airbag cutouts are on the passenger side, like early F360 Ferraris, 430s, that sort of era. That seems to be a common thing. Do you have to peel back all the leather on the dash to then reapply it, or can you somehow just work in that spot? Like, how involved is it?
You could go all out heavy and have them remove their windshields.
Okay.
It becomes a big deal.
Yeah, especially if it's bonded glass. Yeah.
It becomes a big deal. Other times, as long as you can get your hand into that area between the slope of the windshield and the dashboard,
Right.
as long as you have room to work in there, you're able to do it on site.
Okay.
If it's really beyond, then I would send you to an upholsterer that I work with, or find somebody within your car club, because most of those guys are in car clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a good success rate with it. But you're right, you'll see they shrink and lift, or they bubble.
Yeah.
Sometimes they look like a melted chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm.
They get all those big ripples in it, and they start oozing down towards the passenger area.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It is, and it's an expensive car to begin with.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot with British and Italian cars, and I always wondered, we know the leather's going to shrink. That's not a new thing. Why aren't they just cutting the leather a little longer and wrapping it around a little bit more to kind of prevent that?
Good question.
Right? I don't know. It just seems like
sense.
a nominal expense to just kind of avoid that from happening. I guess after the dealership sells the car, or the manufacturer sells the car,
It's yours.
what happens 20 years later, not really their thing,
No.
but it does affect brand perception, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're spending a few $100,000 on a car like that,
Yeah.
and your dashboard fails within a few years.
Not cool.
It's not what you expect.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Have you had success restoring shift knobs, leather shift knobs?
I haven't been asked to do one,
Okay.
but I don't see why it couldn't be done.
Okay, that's good to know. That's a common wear area.
Yeah, it's your hand. It's the body oil from your hand. COVID with the hand sanitizers, it's alcohol.
It was drying them out?
Yeah, it takes the top coat off.
Huh.
Leaves your dye layer susceptible to everything.
Right.
So by using your hand sanitizer, you took your top coat off. Now it's, if it's a 5-speed or manual, your hand's constantly on it.
Yeah, all the time.
Each time you touch it, you're inundating it with something,
Yeah.
and then your hands are dry from the hand sanitizer, and you're putting lotion on it, and now you're touching your gear shift again. You're just transferring that contaminant back into your leather.
It's a shame driving gloves aren't cool anymore. I'm not sure if they were ever cool, to be honest with you.
I don't think so. It's a good thing you don't have them.
What did you do before this?
I was in law enforcement in New York
You
City.
were?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yep. It's a big career change.
That is a big career change. I know a lot of law enforcement personnel, they get the opportunity to retire early and start a second career. Is that what this is for you?
Yeah. I've made some stops in between.
Okay.
I've had a couple of different jobs and in search of the next career.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to, wake up today, come here at 11, not start at 8 in the morning. I want the freedom.
Right.
Young kid at home, want to be home for her,
Mm-hmm.
be home for my wife. I found that in some of these corporate jobs, kids in a play. Is there any way I could get out here early? No, you have to stay.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to do that anymore.
No, the autonomy that comes with being a business owner is important.
It's very important. Manage my own time, make my own schedule, do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perk, you know. You can't take too much advantage of it.
No, it's funny. It requires you to have a certain amount of self-discipline, right? You've got the freedom of someone not telling you to do something,
Right.
but you have the responsibility of telling yourself that you need to do that thing, right? If your business is going to be successful.
And sometimes that's the harder of the two,
Sometimes.
you know.
Yeah.
Like your boss tells you to be here at 9, and you're like, okay, I have to show up at 9. Whereas, you know, the alarm goes off, you do what you have to do, and now it's like, I'll start a little later today.
Mm-hmm.
You're ruining it for yourself.
Yeah.
You're just making things harder.
Do you enjoy business?
I enjoy most of it.
Okay, that's fair.
I enjoy most of it. There's things that aren't fun,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like the accounting end.
Sure.
But that's where you hire somebody to help you with that.
Yeah.
For the most part, I do like it. And the number one thing is because I'm my own boss. I could do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about what I do is that I am still helping people. So, an example, those cars I was telling you.
Yeah.
These car owners, when you're done doing the work that you do, they're like amazed. Some guys give you a hug
Yeah.
because they ripped their car seat. They're a very expensive car.
Mm-hmm.
They felt almost hopeless because now you're a car guy. You want as original as you can be.
Sure.
You don't want the aftermarket. You don't want to trust going on Amazon to buy a cover. which
Right.
Please don't ever do. Don't ever do that. But even so, you go to the dealer, you go to the Porsche dealer, you're going to pay many thousands of dollars to get the car seat repaired, whereas I'm going to do it for you at a fraction of the cost. And again, in your house, you're not turning the car over to somebody you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to stand there and watch? Please, stand there and watch.
Yeah.
We're building a trust amongst each other,
Mm-hmm.
and the work's getting done properly. And like you see in their face, they're like ecstatic, like, oh my God, you knocked it out in a couple hours, and it's as good as new.
And the convenience factor. Time is money. If you can go to them, they don't have to change their schedule to bring the car to you, get a ride back, or whatever's involved.
Sit inside, eat lunch, come back out, your car's done.
Yeah. That's incredible.
I had a lady who called me to help her with her grandmother's chair.
Mm.
This chair, she said it was like 90 years old. I'm not sure. I don't know if it could have been, but it makes for a good story.
Yeah, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Yeah, but it was an old chair, and it was definitely hers, and it was leather, and it was in pretty good shape. Like, she did take care of it over time,
Uh-huh.
but I guess life got in the way, and she didn't care for it as she normally did. So she calls me up, and she tells me the story. It has to look great. It has to look great. It was my grandmother's. I was able to add some color back to the leather, clean it up, make it look really nice. So it's going to go on, for her. This lady herself is a grandmother.
Okay.
So maybe this will stay within the family for her
Yeah.
grandkids.
The heirloom aspect is huge.
Yeah. So, the chair has some family history, and it was actually a pretty cool piece of leather. But she almost had like tears in her eyes
Wow.
because it went from like this, it was a green chair, but it was like, browned out, got like dull and a little gross looking. But when I was done with it, it popped again. And honestly, I couldn't believe, like, I think this lady's going to cry. Like, her eyes were welling up. So,
And that makes all the work worthwhile. That's gratifying, right?
Yeah, because you took this and turned it into that, and then she got, the benefit of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool.
Hey, that's very cool. You're kind of part of their family history at that point.
I guess I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, I wanted to ask what you like doing for fun.
So we're a small family.
Okay.
So anything family related is good for me. Like hobbies, there's really no time for right now.
Oh, that's fair.
But
So family time.
family time.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And Howie, how can people get a hold of you?
The quickest, easiest way is to go on my website. So it's fibrenew.com/DixHills.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to spell it because it's a Canadian-based franchise. So they invert the E and the R.
Okay.
So it's FIBRENEW.com/Dick Sales.
Excellent. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks.